Hello and welcome. In this lesson, we will begin creating the database we will work with in MongoDB. It is a music database and it will consist of 3 different collections. The first collection will be a collection about different type of bands. The second collection will be a collection about different musicians. And the third collection will be a collection about the different type of fees. It will be a book fee collection that stores information about different type of events and their starting fees. First, let us begin to create the database. Before we create a database in MongoDB, first we will use the insert method. To insert a document, you specify the collection that the document will be inserted into. If the collection does not already exist, it will be created for you. We can also use the create collection method. Allows us to create a collection without inserting a document. Let us try by creating both of these bands, sparrows and the sun rays. First, in the MongoDB console, let us take a look at all of the database that currently exists. You can use the command show databases. Hit enter, and you will see that there's just one database by the name of employees. Everything else is a standard in MongoDB. Now, let us create a database called music. To create a database called music, we can simply type use music. Hit enter, and now music has been created. We have been switched to database music. If we type the command show databases, again, we will only see employees and the 3 standard database. Music will not show up until we insert something into the database. We insert a collection with a document. So now that we have created music and we have used music, we are switched to the database music. Let us insert our first document or our first band by the name of the sparrows. To do this, we can say db period the name of the collection, which is bands, period, insert, open parenthesis, open curly bracket. You identify the field name. In this case, it is the band name, sparrows. Close curly bracket, close parenthesis. Verify the code db period bands period insert. The band name, semicolon, in quotations, the name of the band. Close in curly bracket, close in curly parenthesis. Hit enter. And we return with one successful insert. Now, if we type show databases and hit enter, you will see that music now appears in the list of different databases that we have, because one item has been inserted into the bands collection. Let us now try to create a collection using the create collection method. Type in db period create collection, in parentheses the name of the collection. Let us just name this collection test. That's right, test. Hit enter, and that collection has been created. Now, if we type show collections, we will see that within the music database, there is the bands, and now there's the test collection. Let us insert something into the test collection. So we're looking to insert into the test collection a field name by the name of info, and we will enter this is a test. Hit enter, and we return with one successful insert. If we were to look at the information we entered, first let us look up the information we entered into the bands collection. We can say db period bands period find. Hit enter, and you will see the object we created. It was automatically created with an ID, followed by the band name Sparrows. We can do the same thing for tests, db period test period find. Hit enter, and we will find the second object we created or the first object we created in the test collection, which was just the info tab. This is a test. Now, this is how you create a collection. You can create a collection by inserting information directly into the collection, or you can use the create collection method. Now that we have learned how to create a collection, let us move on how to assign an ID. As you can see, for both of these documents, we inserted information, but we did not assign a specific ID. Let us do that now. First, here, let us complete this task. First, we created the band the Sparrows. Let us create the second band the Sunrays, and then we will insert an ID. So to create a second band, we say db period bands insert band name the Sunrays. We're inserting a new band into the bands collection. Hit enter, and we are returned with one successful insert. Now let us look at that collection. To do this, we will type db period bands period find, and now we have the two bands that we need this far in our bands collection. Now both of these bands were created without inserting a specific ID. Let us create one now with a special ID. Let us create a band by the name of Valley Moors and insert or assign an ID of 1. It is the same exact method as before, except this time we indicate the ID field. ID 1. Band name Valley Moors. db period insert period insert. db period bands period insert open parenthesis open curly bracket. We're indicating we would like to assign an ID of 1. The band name is Valley Moors, followed by a closing bracket, followed by a closing parenthesis. Now, when we run this command, instead of MongoDB assigning us an object ID, it will automatically assign us an ID of 1. Hit enter, and we return with a successful insert. Now, if we say db period bands period find, hit enter, you will see that all 3 of our bands exist. We have band 1, the Sparrows, the first band that does not have the ID of 1, the Sparrows, the second or the next on the list, which is the Sunrays. Then we have band 1, because this band was assigned an ID of 1. So if you're looking by ID, then this will be considered 1. If you're just counting how many are on the list regardless of what the ID is, then we can consider this as 1. But as of now, this is assigned as 1 to the Valley Moors. In this video, we learned how to create collections in MongoDB. We also learned how to insert information into a collection with an assigned ID or without. In the next video, we will continue working on the bands collection, and we will insert embedded information, meaning more information inserted into the same document. I will see you then. Thank you.